So as you know, today is World Suicide Prevention Day, and it is World Suicide Prevention Month too. September is World Suicide Prevention Month, and I think we all have to talk because again, it's not talked about enough in the mainstream media and in society too. About mental health, especially now, because it is a big, huge problem. It was a big problem beforehand. Now, and I'm sure everybody agreed the next statement I say, because I'm sure, and even the strongest person I know, at one stage during the lockdown over the last 2 years, they felt very depressed, they felt very alone. Isolated is the word used. Isolated. Um, and everybody, I say it straight to you, I'm not going to say that at one stage I didn't feel depressed or upset, being alone and because, I don't go out much or anything like that, but, I missed, meeting people in the street, because I often come across and meet people in the street, we just say, how you doing, and how's things like that. You miss that. You miss that social interaction because I was off a month, off work, and you miss that. You miss seeing people, and just even just saluting them, just saying how you doing. You miss that. You miss that, and I did miss that. Just meeting people. And maybe even stopping for a minute or two to have a chat. I did miss it, and I'm sure even I know people, I know friends who used to go to the pub every Saturday night, and to go and see their friends, and they couldn't do that during the lockdown, and they were very isolated, very alone. They didn't know what to do. Um, and they ended up really just being in the room staring at the wall. And that's obviously not good for your health. And just to say, the best medicine, and this is, and I'm not a doctor into that, but I say it straight, the best medicine is talking. Simple as that, in anything at all. There's nothing that can't be solved by talking, and it's the same with everything. And I tell you straight, I went through tough times in first year. Many times I tried to take my own life, many times. And thankfully I got help and I seen help, and thankfully, again, things work themselves out. Time is a great healer, and there's nothing in this world that can't be worked out. And that's something I've learned. I learned that the hard way over years when I was in national school and things like that. Things build up. The way I let things build up. I never said anything because I thought it was stupid. What I was worried about and everything that was annoying me and upsetting me. I thought it was stupid. I'll be totally honest. I thought it was stupid, and everybody feels that way. I come everybody I know who had mental health issues, or have problems, bad thoughts or anything like that. Because again, I talked to a lot of people during lockdown. I tried to do my best to help them out and talk to them, because again, talking to people, even some of my friends, I've noticed that they again forgot a bit isolated. They don't talk as much as they used to. I continuously talk to them and try and keep them talking, because that's positive, keeping people talking. Ask them how they are, because again, one thing you can say, and again, I'm getting off topic. I'm talking all over the place here, but these are important things to know. To know the signs and to see the signs too. If somebody's depressed and upset, because you can see the signs, and you can see the signs with people that about to take their own life. You can see the signs. You can really see the signs. And you have to look for them. You have to look for unusual. And first thing is first, look for unusual behaviour. The person's always jolly, and anything like that. Look for these unusual behaviours. Or if the person is listening to that dark music or something like that. I find oftentimes I came across that myself. People who are thinking about taking their own life kept listening to dark music, listening to very depressing, upsetting music. Because that's the way the brain is when they're depressed. It's in a very sad and very lonely place. And I do find that a lot of people do that. But again, as I say, there's nothing that can't be solved in this world. And I say that straight, there's nothing that can't be solved. And again, the biggest thing to know too, the second biggest thing, is time is a great healer. I thought everything that was wrong with me and everything that was upsetting me, that there was no way out. And again, I say it straight, I was literally in the corner. I was literally in the corner, the walls were closing in. And there was darkness. There was literally darkness. I couldn't see anything. I couldn't see a way out. I couldn't see anything else around me. Couldn't see any other option. And that's putting it straight. That might sound very dark. But that's how you feel in them situations. That's how you feel. You feel like nobody's with you. You feel like nobody's there. You feel like you're alone. You're just basically alone. You're there facing internal darkness. And I say to people, you might face it for a while, internal darkness. But when you talk to somebody and tell somebody, I'm not feeling okay, and that's all you need to say. I'm not feeling okay. Can I talk to you for 5-10 minutes? Again, talking is the greatest thing. I can't say how good talking is. It's such a healthy thing. It's the best medicine. It is really the best medicine. And even watching something funny, Russell Howard, a comedian, Mrs. Brown's Boys, something funny is great. Even colouring in a picture of you get a picture, maybe put it out, or even you get a few colouring pencils, even just scribble on a page or whatever. Because colouring does bring out a lot of happiness. It releases hormones in the body, good hormones. It releases good hormones, especially in young people too. I suggest it particularly to young people, if they feel upset or they're having a bad day, to get out a colouring pencil, lay the phone down, throw the phone away, get rid of the phone, throw it out the window if you have to. Don't do that, but get a copybook. Even just draw a picture and colour it in. Again, it's a great thing. Even with listening to some relaxing music, there's great relaxing music on YouTube. Relax the body, relax the mind. Because another thing too, will meant to how too. I know I'm getting all over the place because I often, I don't really say I script these things. I often come across thinking about it, but at the moment thinking at it, what was it? I actually, I actually overwhelmed myself there. I went into a tangent then, forgot what I was saying. But it is really a great healing. Even exercise is a great thing too. Being out in the fresh air, there's nothing better than the fresh air. Going for a run, going for a walk, going for a jog. It's the best medicine. It's really, really the best medicine you can have along with talking to people. It's great. It really, really is great. And I say to people, there's nothing that can't be solved. And that's just putting it straight. Again, as I say, I felt like nobody was with me. Nobody was there for me. And, looking back now, that I had a lot of support, I had a lot of people around me. And the same with everybody. There's always somebody there for you. There's always somebody looking out for you. And never forget that. And I didn't appreciate it at that time that I had nobody. Because again, your mind wasn't thinking like that. Your mind was at a negative place. My mind is kind of in a very positive mindset now. I try and be as positive as possible. But my mind was in a very negative decline, I suppose. And everything was negative. Everything was upset. And everything that was thinking about was Morphet. And that's the word I use, Morphet. Because everything was just negative. It was bad thoughts, bad feelings. You just see, not a nice place to be. And I say it straight. But I'm saying to people, there's nothing that can't be solved. There's really, really nothing. I can't explain it enough that nothing that can't be solved in the world. But again, the one thing you need to do, and it might seem like the hardest thing, and I keep saying it to people, it might be the hardest thing. Like again, when I first went to people and said, I'm not feeling okay, it was difficult. It was difficult to admit, that there was something, that you're not feeling okay. It's difficult. It's very, very difficult to admit. Because you always want to just keep going and keep moving and want to be with the rest of the crowd, I suppose, and not be the odd one out, if you know what I'm saying. But you're not the odd one out. You're not the other one. That's something people need to understand too. And I often came across these cases too over the years. That everybody goes through tough times. Everybody goes through tough times. If we didn't go through tough times, everybody's went through some tough time. And it really just, I think too, God gives us this tough times in life, no matter what they are, to show that life is such a precious thing. And we might have bad days, but there's many, many good days to be had. And I suppose God does give us a bad day to appreciate, to look around and to take a second and to appreciate all the good things that are in our life. It might not be much. Again, some people might not have much in life. In terms of money and in terms of cars or mansions or anything like that. But, you have to be thankful. You have to be thankful. But always be grateful, really. Just always be grateful for, for what you have and everything. And, there's nothing that can't be, and again, I keep saying it, but there's nothing that can't be solved. But I do want to just say, before I say anything, I want to just say to So Sad and Calvin helped me out a lot. As you know, back in 2019, I was very depressed. And I will say straight, I was very depressed over a very stupid thing. And again, it feels very stupid, but, it was a big serious thing for me. Because I felt like I was going into a downward spiral all of a sudden, and I could tell, and I can know myself now because I'm so used to helping people with their mental health and seeing things around me, and it might seem stupid to me, but it was a very valid concern, I suppose you could say, and I was very worried and very concerned, and I have to say the So Sad and Calvin, the voluntary group, the voluntary, they're not state funded or anything like that. I just want to say to So Sad and Calvin, thank you, and I continuously say it to them. And I always give as much as I can in donations to them. Just to show my appreciation for everything they do, not for me, but for everybody around Cavan, from when they did for me too. But of course for everybody else in Cavan, helping young people, Because we all know CAMS, the HSE funded, it's just useless. It's not funded. There's nobody in it. Appointments are backing up years and years and years, and it's not helping anybody. And again, I just want to thank to Peter House. They're doing great work. The two organisations are doing very good work, and the state should hang themselves and hang their heads in shame, for for not funding CAMS, because it is important. Mental health is very, very important. And I continuously say this in emails to Mary Butler, but she'll look at it. I don't know that she even know what I'm talking about. But anyway, and again, I just want to mention too, when I did go up to Dublin, when I was in Dublin in first year, because it was considered extremely bad. I was considered very, very bad. I was pushed up fiercely up the way, and I was pushed beyond many other people in the serious category. And there's a hospital in Ballyfermot in Dublin. And I wish there was more in this country. I really, really do wish. I really wish there was more. I wish we had 6 or 7, 8 or 9. I wish we had very much more of them hospitals, because we need them in this country for young people especially. But that's Cherry Orchard Hospital too, and I just want to acknowledge, continuously acknowledge to the staff there who treated me so goodly and so kindly in my time of greatest need. And I continuously appreciate, and then now to the caretakers and to the teaching staff too, that they won't school there. I want to just say thank you, as I continuously say thank you very much for everything you did, and for everything you're doing for our young people in our country. It's a credit to you. It really, really is, and I take my hat off to you. Because it's not easy. I will say that it's not easy, but you're doing God's work, and thank you for that. Just to say, and again, I continuously say this to people, never be afraid to reach out. If you ever want to get in touch with me, anybody at all, if you want to just talk to me, I have no problem. I as soon as I can, I talk to you. Don't worry about that. Sometimes it might take me a while, it might take me an hour or two to get back to you, but don't worry, I get back to you. If you text me on Twitter or my Facebook page, don't worry, I get back to you within either 3 or 4 hours. That's the latest. But I will get back to you straight away. So don't be afraid, really. If you want to send me a Twitter DM, no bother. Really, no bother. I get back to you soon as humanly possible, and I guarantee you that. And if you want to just talk to me about anything, I'm not going to say anything to anybody. I never say anything to anybody about anything unless they ask me specifically, could you mention what I'm going through, anything like that. So if you feel comfortable talking to me, or you feel comfortable talking to anybody, if you want me just even point you in the right direction to talk to people, don't be afraid. Really, really don't be afraid. My door's always open. If you can contact me at any time, and I do whatever I can to assist you. I really, really will do whatever I can, and especially if you're a young person, I would do everything I humanly possible and in my power to help you as much as humanly possible. So yeah. And particularly to young people, don't be afraid. Really, don't be afraid to say that you're not having a good day. Never be afraid to say that. Never be afraid to say that, because we always try, and Irish people always try and say, I should look, it'll be grand. But talk about things. Really, really do talk, and I can't say it enough. I've said it about a million times now. I can get a 50. I should go and start getting. I don't know. Get a sponsor for every time I say talk, every time I say talk in this video, but really don't be afraid. I can't say enough to people, because I went through it and I know so much about it, and I've seen, and I helped so many people along the way, and and again, every one of these people who I helped along the way have come over that time of crisis, have come out of the tunnel. Like, take for example the train tunnel, I'm going on a bit, sorry, but take for example on the train tunnel. In the train tunnel, in the middle of the train tunnel, it might be dark, but you eventually give it a week, give it 2 weeks. Everything works itself out in the end. It really, really does. And again, the word I use is time. Time is your greatest healer. Again, I just say briefly. Again, I'm talking a million times. Sorry, I knew this would be long. But when in February in 2019, I felt like just down on my luck, I suppose, with everything. And I suppose at the end of March, I was over it really. I was really over it. Or even nearly at the beginning of March, I was over it. Time is a great healer. You move on. Your brain, things help you out. Things work out. Things really work out. And I do say to any Catholics out there, to say a prayer, as I continuously do say to my guardian angel, to to look after me and to pray for me and to, to take care of me. And they do. It does work. It really, really does work. If you believe it works, and you trust in God, and you trust in your guardian angel, it does work. And I say that to Christians out there, it does work. Believe me, it does work. Things always work out. When you pray to God, and you ask God to give you strength, God gives you strength and gives you healing. And healing is the greatest power that can come out of asking and praying. It's the greatest thing you can do. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope that helped somebody. I really, really do hope that helped. But I could go on for an hour, talk about many things that could help you out. I know a lot about the health, and I'm lucky to know a lot, and I'm learning from experience, and that's the best way of learning, from experience. And again, you're never alone. You really are never alone. So don't be afraid to ever say I'm not okay. You just need to say them few words, and everything will work out. Believe me. And never be afraid to talk. That's all I say. Thank you.